Hey, what is going on? It is Crypto Bobby. Hope you are having a great day, great night, wherever you're watching or listening in from. Today I have a special video for you. A few months ago, got lucky and got into the first batch, the first 100 batch of Casa Lightning Nodes, and have the box right here. Haven't opened it yet. Still have the safety security thing on it right now. And want to take the time to go through the process of unboxing this bad boy, setting it up, and showing you the process of running a Casa Lightning Node, Bitcoin and Lightning Node for this. A lot of people are excited just in general about Lightning and the potential implications it could have for Bitcoin as a whole, potentially greater adoption. But I do think for the common individuals out there, when it comes down to it, setting up a Lightning Node and just kind of wrapping your head around Lightning is a little bit maybe above board. This device in particular might make it just a little bit easier, a little bit more interesting and more accessible for a lot of people to run a Bitcoin and Lightning Node. As a heads up, this is not a sponsored video or anything like that. I literally bought this out of my own pocket, $300. So I have no idea if this will actually be worth it, how the setup will be, but I'm excited to try it out. Should be fun to geek out a little bit on this and check it out and see the process of setting it up, how easy it is, what's the usability, and also long-term too, the economics behind potentially running a Lightning Node. It's something that theoretically some people have said you can make a little bit of money doing so. Right now, seems like it's pretty minimum in nature, but if this is an opportunity, if running a Lightning Node through this is maybe an opportunity to create a small amount of passive income by running payment channels, that could be pretty damn awesome. So would love to check that out as a whole. But let's get into unboxing this sucker and seeing what else comes in the bag. All right, so got everything here on the little mini kitchen table, and this was everything that came within the box. We got a number of different power sources, Cat 5 cable, I'm assuming to plug directly into the router. Have a USB stick to StarTech, no idea what this bad boy is, another USB, more power, and some type of mounting system. And we'll actually hop into the box itself. Again, this had a security seal of some type on it. Sweet. So, all right, inside we got a personal note, looks like from the CEO of Casa. I believe Jeremy's the CEO of Casa, as well as a get started guide. So we'll check that out. And then we have the actual node itself, which is pretty damn small. Don't know if you can see, got the Casa logo up top, but I mean, if you can see the size of my hand, it's pretty damn easy to hold in my hand. So nice size, which is actually kind of exciting. You don't have a big bulky thing. I'm assuming you could just throw this on a desk or anywhere near a router and run pretty easily. But taking a look at the startup guide, talked to one of my buddies at AirSwap who got a chance to set this up, said it was pretty easy. But looking at it, all you got to do, remove the Casa Node from the box, plug in the hard drive adapter to your Casa Node, plug in an Ethernet cable into your Casa Node and Wi-Fi router, plug in the power cable, and wait a few minutes for the Casa Node to boot, and then go to a local address on your desktop to finish the setup process. So sounds pretty easy off the bat. We'll have to actually go through the process of setting this up and plugging it into the router, and then from there I will simply go ahead and start recording this from the screen. But looks right now easy enough. So I mean, just generally speaking, from the looks of it, this should be something that hopefully is a lot more accessible to people than going through the process of creating a DigitalOcean droplet or an AWS server and actually going into the command line and setting it up in that way. This is pretty exciting, pretty cool. So I'm pumped to get this set up. We'll get rolling with the router and see where it goes. All right, so I went through the actual process of setting this bad boy up, and it was basically the easiest thing on the planet. Literally, all you need to do is plug in 3 separate things. The first is this FAT adapter here. Pop that in, if I can do that on camera right. So you pop that FAT adapter in. Then the other side of the cable is a USB-C. Plug that into the USB-C. Then for the actual network connection, what you do is there's a Cat 5 cable here. Plug in the one half into the actual Casa Node. The other half goes into your router. pretty damn simple. And the last portion is there is I think this is USB-C if I'm not too stupid, like one of the Android chargers. You plug that into the Casa Node for power, and then the other portion right here, you plug into a power outlet to obviously power the node. The last thing, these three adapters for different geographies came in with the actual Casa Node. Will not need those because I'm in the US. And then the mount, I'm not going to actually mount the Casa Node because I don't really need to. I'm just going to throw it in my router closet. I'm not going to take you into the router closet right now because it's messy and I don't feel like showing you that. But I mean, pretty damn simple. Plug this into the actual router itself, then plug this into the power, and then I'll take you into the computer right after that to walk you through the setup of this Casa Bitcoin Lightning Node. Let's go. And welcome back to the magical world of Rob's computer. And next step for this bad boy is to wait a few minutes for the Casa Node to boot. Plugged it in. Basically all you had to do is plug in the power supply and then plug in the Casa Node to the router. So I just did that. It says wait a few minutes. Did it about 5 minutes ago. Then go to casa-node.local in a desktop browser on your local network to finish the setup. So let me pop that in on the other screen and see what we got. Sweet. So sprucing up the Casa, wait 5 minutes, then refresh the page. So I'll wait a little bit. Looks like I had to wait a few more minutes than I already did. So after like 2 more minutes, got to this screen, refresh the page. Hey there, what's up? Let's set up your Casa Node. Perfect. I'm happy to do so. Begin the setup. And first, they're creating a key. I need to write down 24 words in a proper order and store them in a safe place. And because I don't feel like showing you my private key, I will pause this video and we'll hop back in it in a second. So just went through the process of writing down the 24 word recovery phrase, and then also added in an extra password for added security on the node. So far, the most timely portion of this process was literally writing down the 24 word recovery phrase. So outside of that, it has been incredibly easy to set up. But now, according to at least Graham, my buddy from AirSwap, this might take a few hours or so to actually sync the Casa Node. So we'll check this out. We'll click continue and let's see what is going on. And then a reminder here, don't be too reckless. Just one last thing. The Lightning Node and Casa Node are experimental technology. Casa is not liable for any funds lost while using the Casa Node. Have fun with Lightning, but only store funds here that you're willing to lose. Okay, I agree, because I sure as shit am not reading the fine print. That's for babies. That's for losers. I'm not reading fine print. All right, let's hop into it. Sweet. So as you can see here, again, we're waiting for this to sync. I believe this might take a bit of time in general, but the Lightning Node is starting. The system is up and running, and then we're also looking at a Bitcoin node as well. So I will hop into this after everything syncs up and we are good to go there, and then I'll run through the process of spinning all this stuff up and go from there.
24 hours later.
So back into the syncing of the Casa Node. The first and really the only difficulty I've run into so far was I actually had to do a hard reset. I think it was Command-Shift-R on the local node here. For a while, my Lightning Node, I actually did this. It was last evening. It was November 5th or whatever it is, November 5th. Started setting this up at night, waited till the morning, and there was it said the Lightning Node here actually said starting. I talked to my buddy Graham, who also already set his node up. He told me there was a private Telegram group that I missed in one of the support emails. So joined the Telegram group, went back in there and saw you had to do a hard reset that Graham also told me about. So as soon as I did that, the Lightning Node started syncing. I did that hard reset like 15 minutes ago. It was at 13%. If I refresh this now, I'm assuming it might be somewhere like 40. Yeah, so 43%. So the Bitcoin node is already fully synced. The Lightning node is syncing pretty quickly. So I will pop back in here as soon as the Lightning node is fully synced and show you some of the functionality. But so far, the only difficulty at all was the fact that I had to do a hard reset. Been a pretty painless process at this point.
2 hours later.
So after 2 hours, actually probably even a little bit less than 2 hours after the hard refresh, the Casa Lightning Bitcoin node is all set up and good to go. Right now, we have a Bitcoin node that is fully 100% synced on the latest block, and we also have an active online Lightning node. I will pop it up here. I have not done anything in terms of transactions, Bitcoin deposits, sending any Bitcoin at all right now. I'll pull up the managed node, and you can see here it is an online node, but I have 0 channels open. I have 0 Bitcoin, and I will go through the process myself personally of setting up a number of Lightning nodes with people. If you have a Lightning node out there and you have it set up and you want to open up a payment channel with me, let me know. Reach out in the comments or wherever. Would be happy to set up as many payment channels as possible. It'd be fun to start getting some things flowing on the Lightning Network. But just for the sake of this video in general, I am not going to get everything set up and roll out payment channels. I know I have some friends that I'm going to go through that process with, but a lot of people on Twitter had reached out and said, hey, when are you going to publish the video? When are you going to publish it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? So I'll publish the video and I will keep you up to date on my Lightning node and everything in regards to how it is functioning and everything else. But summing up my thoughts as a whole. So the Casa node, the Lightning Bitcoin node, is $300. Is that fairly expensive? Yes, it's not cheap. However, it is ridiculously easy to set up. It's stupid easy. The only difficulty I ran into the entire time was writing down my 24-word recovery phrases and then having to perform a hard refresh. And the reason I didn't necessarily know that, and I'm sure the support is going to get better and better, but I talked to my buddy and then I went into the Telegram support group that was in the email. So the only difficulty whatsoever was literally having to press Command-Shift-R. Nothing else. That was the only thing. And everything synced within less than 24 hours. Would have been a lot quicker if I knew to press the refresh button or the hard restart earlier than that, but I just didn't know that. But as far as the $300 goes, I mean, if it's somewhere where, if it's something where you're looking to acquire this device to recoup your investment or to make money, I have no idea if that'll be the case at any point in time with Lightning. There are a couple articles out there that theoretically say, hey, you might be able to make some money if you open up and facilitate a number of transactions through payment channels on Lightning. Is that possible? Yes. Do I expect to make $300 back? Probably not. Is this a really cool piece of hardware that I'm going to be happy and proud to run and support Bitcoin and support Lightning? Yeah, I am. And I think it's something that's interesting. If you like to geek out, if you like to open up a number of payment channels and really experiment with the Lightning Network, because that's something that maybe you think is going to be the future. Maybe you don't know if it's going to be the future and you want to evaluate whether or not it's possible. I would recommend checking it out. There is, again, no financial incentive for me to say this whatsoever. I purchased this device out of my own pocket. I don't even have a referral link. Wasn't paid for this whatsoever, but I'm excited to see how things end up panning out with this. I do think that hardware like this, I'd definitely like to say kudos to Casa for creating really simple to use hardware that I think is incredibly simplistic to set up and could be a lot of fun to play around with in the future. Outside of that, if you enjoyed this video at all, would love for you to hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel by any chance, subscribe, hit the notify bell so you get these videos as quick and as soon as possible. But for now, let's go to the outtakes because I screwed up this video 7,000 different times. But we have mother.
I'm not sure.
You, Alexa. Hey, what is going on? It is Crypto Bobby. Hope you're having a great day, great night, wherever you are watching or listening in from. Today I have an awesome interview. Hey, what is going on, guys? It is. I would more buy this device kind of from like an ideological